So how is the logic determining if this particular install of CRMConnect uses custom objects?
Interesting edge case. Let me check how the automation decides whether custom objects are available for that install. Here's what I found. Automation 3 isn't actually checking HubSpot capability at all. It just uses user set flags and integration settings to decide whether to run custom object steps with no plan or schema verification. That means it can try to write custom objects for non-enterprise portals and then fail repeatedly. The fix is to add a real validation step that checks the custom object schemas through HubSpot, store the result, and gate those branches on both the user flag and a validated schema flag.
So I understand what you're saying is that using API calls to check on the HubSpot hub and its capabilities would be optimum. But the way we've done it, the settings are installed when they pay for the subscription. And first of all, they have to pay for those specific custom objects. So that's the first part. That's why we have that in there. Indeed, if somebody loses access to custom objects in their HubSpot, then this will fail because we'll assume they have it. But you can see how the settings works as long as they are set properly for each install, correct?
Totally fair. Using install settings makes sense for entitlement since they paid for the feature. But entitlement isn't the same as capability. The safest pattern is to treat the setting as the request or entitlement and a schema validation result as the actual go or no-go. That prevents repeated failures if the HubSpot portal doesn't actually have the custom objects available. If you want, I can help draft a small issue or spec that keeps your current settings flow, but adds a one-time schema check and a guard in the automations.
Yeah, I think that would be good on install and maybe periodically, but I don't know if we need to make a API call to HubSpot every time we want to add custom objects. I mean, if there's a failure, we could do a flag where it shows custom objects not available, but you know what I mean?
Right. Let me think through a lightweight pattern that avoids constant API calls, but still fails safely. Yes, the settings are fine as a starting point. They represent what the customer paid for and what you intend to send. To avoid calling HubSpot every time, a good pattern is this. First, do a run-on-one validation at install or onboarding and store a validated flag. Next, optionally revalidate on reconnects or on a slow schedule like daily or weekly. Finally, if a write fails with schema or scope errors, flip a custom objects not available flag and stop trying until it's revalidated. That way you avoid noisy repeated failures and you don't pay an API call cost on every run. I'll run a quick check in the project and outline the HubSpot capability check pattern. For HubSpot, the capability check is to call the custom object schema endpoint before writing. A 200 means the schema exists, and a 404 or a 403 means it's not available for that connection.
Right, but we don't want to make that call every time we try to write a record in a custom object. So where would be the best place to do it if you look at the whole integration?
Do the check once per account at onboarding or during a scheduled health check, not inside every write path. Cache the result, for example, in a lookup value or config record, like schema validated for that object, and have your write steps check that flag. If the schema isn't validated, fail fast with a clear alert. Then revalidate on a schedule, or when the connection is reauthorized, and update the cache instead of calling HubSpot on every write.
That sounds like a really good plan. So can you put a whole plan together and then create a feature in GitHub for this?
Nice. Let me think through the rollout and draft a GitHub feature for it. Done. I created GitHub issue number 4 in the CRMConnect Mindbody-HubSpot repo with the full plan, including caching, gating, revalidation, and rollout notes. You can open it from the repo's issues page.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I'm going to continue to mulch my yard. Bye bye.
Enjoy the mulching and good luck out there. Catch you later.